Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Has it been a week for you guys too? It's been a week. It's been an interesting week, right? Oh my gosh. So I've got so much to say, as I always do. Before we jump into readings, I want to share with you that I got Denise Lynn's brand new card deck. It's the Mystical Garden, and I put it on my website. I have my website is laurialbert.com, and it is on the special offers page or something. Yeah, so go check it out if you want. It's awesome. I have a new favorite card. I hope it comes up tonight because it's freaking cool, right? So I have a new favorite card with that. And then I have my lunar magic deck. So there's that. So I'm ready to go on there, right? But today we are wrapping up, actually tomorrow morning wraps up our week of manifestation. The real deal, the real scoop. And tonight, before we jump into the readings, I want to spend just a few minutes talking about manifestation, okay? But not the social media version, not the quick fix version, but a true spiritual version. Because when I started writing my book, because I wrote a book about manifestation called Manifestation Journal for Beginners, okay? And it explains everything about manifestation, but it's also a journal, which is so super cool. But anyway, I really wanted to help people understand the connection between spirituality and manifestation. It is such a beautiful convergence of ideas. It's beautiful, right? So anyway, here's the point. Spirit has taught me over the years through all the readings that I've done, a couple of things. And one of the things I want to talk about is that manifestation is not simply about getting things, okay? It is about becoming. Ooh, right? Many people sort of approach manifestation as kind of a shopping list to the universe, okay? I want more money. I want a relationship. I want a new job. I want things to change, all of that kind of stuff. And there is truly absolutely nothing wrong with doing that, okay? With wanting those things, okay? But Spirit has this way of teaching us how to look a little bit deeper, okay? And so what about this? What is it that you truly want to experience? Think about that for just a minute. Think it through. And you can type your answer into the comments, okay? What is it that you truly want to experience? Maybe behind the desire for more money is a longing for freedom, okay? Or maybe behind the relationship that you're striving for is a longing to feel seen and loved, okay? Or maybe behind the career change is a desire to express your purpose. Isn't that sounds to me so yummy. The universe doesn't just respond to what we want. It responds to the energy of who we are becoming. And that, dear friends, is the real scoop. Okay? Manifestation isn't about convincing the universe to give you something. Gimme, 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 gimme. It's about aligning yourself with the version of you who believes it's possible. Okay? That alignment begins with trust. Trust in your intuition, trust in your own worthiness. That's a big one. Trust that Spirit is working behind the scenes in ways that you may not even yet understand. So one of the greatest spiritual lessons that I've learned over these last, however, 25 years or so that I've been into manifestation is that it's not about manifestation isn't about attracting something new. Okay. Sometimes it's simply about moving past what no longer aligns with you. Okay. Sometimes the manifestation is clarity. Sometimes it's healing. Sometimes it's the courage to finally listen to your soul. And sometimes what feels like a delay in the process, like, why aren't I getting that? It's actually divine preparation. It's preparing you for what the universe is about to give to you. Okay. The seed underground is not failing because you can't see it growing. Something sacred is happening beneath the surface. So, as we move on into our readings, I would love to hear what you all have to say about this. I'm going to look over there in just a minute. I invite you to hold all of what I just said in your heart. Okay? Whether it's about spirit bringing through a loved one tonight, or an intuitive message, or guidance from your soul, or confirmation of something that you've been wondering about. Remember that manifestation and spirit communication share a common thread. And what is that? Both require openness. Both require trust. Both ask us to believe in something that we cannot always see. Isn't this just amazing how it kind of comes full circle, Because the truth is, you are already manifesting. You are already creating. You are already preparing and participating in a living conversation with the universe. And the question isn't about whether the universe is listening. The question is, and this is really interesting, whether you're allowing yourself to receive. Very interesting, right? This is the real scoop. This is the real scoop on manifestation. This isn't the, opening up. And I know I say this quite often lately, but this isn't us opening up Instagram and saying, oh, I believe, and that's great. All is well, the affirmations, all of the stuff, visualizing, gratitude lists, all of that is really good stuff. Those are the tools. But creating it and really getting to the deep down understanding of it is what's different. Okay. So, all right. All of that being said, let's go back and read. I want to read some of these. Oh, can you repeat the question? Oh, I don't know what the question was because, I'm sorry. Your son is playing. Okay. Hi, Frank. Hi, Bex. Hi, Bernadette. And who else is here? Jackie and Frank. I want to be happy, be loved, appreciated, and your life back. Okay. So I would suggest that maybe you think even a little bit deeper. Just go a little bit deeper. And this isn't like an answer that you might be able to answer in like 30 seconds, right? It doesn't quite work like that. Think it through. What is the underlying reason that you want to be happy? Would you like freedom? Do you know what I'm saying? So go deeper. Okay. And Jackie says, I would be thrilled to be able to hear and see my guides, spirits, and to communicate with the beyond. First of all, you already do that. I know you, Jackie. Silly girl. But sometimes we need to go within. I would suggest, Jackie, that you go into your heart space, okay? And what you really want, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you because I know you, right? Trusting in yourself, trusting in everything, trusting in what spirit has for you, trusting in what you're getting intuitively. Okay, so there's that. Beautiful. And then Bernadette says, I want to remember how powerful I am as a soul. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? I think on a weird sort of way to describe it, we all want that. You know, we all need to remember that we are powerful human beings. We are powerful human beings. And we need to live into that, you know? And when we sort of incorporate manifestation into that, it's about going deeper and thinking of, okay, so I need to learn to trust myself, but why? What is it that I want? I want to fulfill my life's purpose in whatever form that looks. Okay. Yeah, that's a beautiful one for you. I want to see and feel my life's purpose without a doubt. So, Jackie, that's what I would. I know I really need to work on that. Yes, you need to work on just trusting yourself. That's really what it is. Trusting your intuition, trust what you receive. Okay. And Bernadette says, I want to remember how loved I am by the unseen. You absolutely are. All of my life people have reminded me what I'm not. Well, you know what? Something came into my head today, and I'm kind of wondering, Bernadette, if this doesn't have to do with, I thought of this to tell you, you know, I'm just going to get real. There have been times, and there are times, you know, in the present moment that I sometimes feel like I am being judged. I am being looked down upon. I am being, you know, all of that crap, right? And I always end up going back to the 4 agreements. Agreement number 2 is never take anything personally. Okay. And when I say that, what I mean by that is when someone disses you, or when someone ignores you, or when someone does whatever they do to you, that says more about them and their journey than it does about you. Okay. So Bernadette, you know, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a card relating to this for you, Bernadette, because we don't need to worry. We really, and once I read, and I would tell you, read the 4 agreements. Don't know where my book is. I don't know where my copy of it is. I have a whole book thing over here, right? But it always has more to do with what the other person is dealing with. If they are making you feel, you know, they know how to push your buttons to make you feel less than. That happens to me. Okay. If people start to do that to you, that says more about them. That tells me that it's their self-esteem that is truly at issue, because you are living your life and they need to bring you down a notch. Because in terms of the other people, the other person, how dare Bernadette live her life to the fullest when I feel really lousy about myself? That could, and I'm not saying that they like consciously think that, but that's usually what it is. Okay. So that's what's so beautiful about this. Yeah, it is beautiful, and it's very powerful. Very powerful. Okay. How would I drown out the tinnitus? I have it in both ears. I wonder if that, Okay, so Jackie, great questions, you guys. Bring on the questions. This is awesome. I'm loving this conversation. So Jackie, the tinnitus could possibly be your clairaudience starting to really kick in. Okay, I'm not discounting that tinnitus is a real thing. I've got it too. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's not loud. I've got that, right? However, years and years and years ago, when I started developing my mediumship, what ended up started happening was that I started getting like these loud noises in my ear. And you know what? So Jackie, what I would suggest to you, okay, is first of all, a couple of things I want to say about this. Okay. Number one, you say that it's a little harder for you to hear spirit. Okay. Clairaudience is clear hearing. Okay. So sometimes you actually hear stuff. I've only ever heard a voice a few times. Okay. I think I told you guys a story about when I got robbed and somebody stole something out of my wallet, out of my purse when I was loading up the car with groceries. And I heard, turn around. And then I turned around, looked inside, and then it turned around. Like I heard it really loud, right? So I turned around, whatever. I got the wallet back. It's not that big of a deal. But the point is that and just one or two other times are when I actually heard spirit. Okay. Sometimes, this might sound crazy, it's in your mind's ear. Let's just say it's in your mind. You can hear. So I hear things like I might hear a horse neighing. Okay. Or I might hear laughter. Okay. But it's not an actual voice. Okay. And to be honest with you, it's the same with clairvoyance. Okay. You might actually see, oh my God. And this was such a big thing for me. Years, right when I first started out, my main clair was always clairsentience, where I would feel everything, right? Big empath, the whole thing. And what happened was that I didn't think I was clairvoyant because I never actually saw a spirit standing there. Now I had seen shadows, I had seen things, and when I close my eyes, I see stuff in my mind's eye. That is clairvoyance, just as much as seeing something standing right there. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So sometimes it's in your mind's eye, your mind's ear, whatever you want, however you want to say that. So know that. Okay. Okay. So I want you to consider that, Jackie. That's really a great, thing for all of us to talk about. And, I'm going to bring that up in my next, development circle. So anyway, Bernadette says, yes, I agree. Someone actually did that to you. Oh, really? Oh my God. Right. They see me happy while I'm struggling and are jealous. Exactly. But a lot of times what ends up happening is that people project onto other people what their issue is. Okay. So that's what's kind of interesting about it. Okay. And Bernadette says, oh my God, my ears have been ringing for years. This year it's on and off. Now, I'm not saying, like I said before, tinnitus is a very real thing. Okay. However, sometimes it's your clairaudience kind of trying to weave its way into your life. Okay. All right. Awesome. Oh my God, these are great. All right. So let's jump into, I love all of these. I want to know, before I jump into readings, I want to know what else you want to manifest. And it can be anything. Tell me what it is that you want to manifest. I'd like to know. And I don't just mean, and I know some of you wrote in things that you want to manifest, but now that we've had a few minutes to talk about that, what is it that you really want to manifest? Like, think it through. And as we go through tonight, put it on the chat. Okay. Also, I want to know where everybody is. I don't know. I have this thing lately. I want to know where everybody is. I'm in Los Angeles. Okay. Where are you? Tell me what state, what city, whatever. I'd love to know. So there we have it. Okay. Now, who would like a reading? Yay, that's always fun. Come on, bring it on. Let's do some readings. You know what I first want to do? I'm going to pick a card I'm going to pick a card from the Mystical Garden. I'm going to pick a card. Oh, you're in Canada. Bernadette, I did not realize that. That's cool. Four Corners, New Mexico, Bex. I love that. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card for all of us based on our conversation that we just had about manifestation. Okay, so I'm pulling this card. Oh, this is awesome. Awesome, right? And it's kind of perfect. Oh, Wheatland, California. Awesome. Upstate New York. All right, Frank, I will get to your question. Hold that thought. Okay, so this is for all of us based on the manifestation that we were talking about. Okay, and I pulled healing. Oh my God, look at that beautiful fountain, the fountain of rejuvenation. And look at that, look at the beautiful birds. And it's like everything is in full bloom. It looks kind of like spring there. It's like full bloom, you know? What I'm getting about this based on our conversation about manifestation is this, I really feel like that as we go through our lives, as we continue on through our lives, sometimes we get caught up in the muck. We get caught up in the gotta do's and the situations in our lives, meaning like any situation in our lives, whether it's good or bad or whatever. And sometimes we get caught up in that. Okay. And sometimes really all that it's about, all that needs to happen for us to find that peace is taking a step back, okay? Taking a step back and allowing ourselves to just sit and heal and be at peace. Try really hard. Sometimes it's hard for people to sit in peace. I know I'm there because I'm always busy, right? Okay. But if you take a step back and maybe like, I used to do this all the time. Like, I used to live in, I didn't live amongst the Amish, but I lived in, around that area. There was a lot of Amish that lived around, right? And I used to love, whenever I was feeling overwhelmed, I would go back on the back roads and take this walk. And sometimes I would be gone for hours, right? And it just gave me a different perspective. When you see how we live with our computers and our this and our that and our cars and blah, 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 all of that stuff. And then all of a sudden you see somebody that's Amish, you see a farm where they're like working it. And they have their calluses and they have, all they have is each other, You get a different perspective. So that's what I'm saying about this. When you feel like that the world is acting crazy and you can't figure out what you want to manifest, sometimes you need to step back. Okay. All right. So I wanted to say that that's a really good lesson for all of us tonight. So, all right. So Frank says, so what parts of me did I give up to keep a relationship? So now, wait. Okay. So now how do I rebuild myself, manifest, being free from all these legal issues and get your life again? Well, I have to tell you, and she would kill me. All right. You know what? I'm not going to tell you who it is. Okay. So I know this person who is younger and was in a relationship for 4 years. They lived together. It was like a whole thing. And they broke up. Okay. And I saw a complete difference in this person. This person was, and I'm really not exaggerating when I say, ended up being kind of a shell of their former self. Okay. So after a few months, slowly but surely, she did the work. She went to therapy. She did the work. She journaled. She had readings. We did readings. We did all sorts of stuff together, like just to see where we were in our life, in her life, right? And this girl happened to be an artist, right? But for the longest time, she hadn't been painting. She hadn't been drawing. She hadn't been doing anything. She was just sitting in herself, right? Finally, doing all this work. 2 weeks ago, she started painting again. Okay. And it was such a joy for me to see that, because she's finding herself again. So Frank, what I would suggest that you potentially do, what is it that you used to love to do that you haven't done in many years? Is it fishing? I'm making this up, right? Is it fishing? Is it, going to the ocean? Is it, find yourself again. Who were you? I know you're younger than me, but when you were, let's just throw this out. When you were in your 20s and 30s, what is it that you enjoyed doing? What is it that you enjoyed? And that's kind of a thing that you need to just think about. I mean, I'm not saying you have to answer me right this second, but think that through. Okay. Start to think of what it is that you used to love to do. Okay. And what sort of floats your boat right now, So that's what I would say. And along those same lines, I'm going to pull a card for you relating to this. You've got so many angels around you, Frank. I don't know that you know that. Oh, wow. This is great. Oh my God. What did I just say? I just said, you've got a lot of angels around you, and it felt, look at the card I just pulled. Movement, and then it says the wind spirit. Whoa, that's crazy cool. Okay, so what I'm getting from that is that start to trust that your people around you, meaning your loved ones in spirit, your guides, they have your back and they're with you. Okay, so start to trust that. Okay. Trust that. All right. I would suggest also, and I would suggest this to anybody. This is not totally like a spirit thing, but I'm being nudged to say it. Okay. I don't know if you already are, but oh my God, my hair tonight is just, I am so hot, you guys. I've got so much going on. So sorry. Oh my God. That's what happens when spirit comes close. I just get really hot. But yeah, think about going to therapy. There's no harm in that. There's nothing wrong in doing that. It's really just about finding yourself. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And then Frank says, ride my horse, go to the ocean, go to the lake, feel free. Well, then start to do that, and I would suggest maybe find some other like easier things to do. Like, even if it's just like reading a book, like taking the time for yourself to read a book, like do one little thing that brings you joy every day. And that could be buying the person behind you a cup of coffee, or the person, whatever, right? Or it could be simply, because I know you're in the middle of a whole lot, it could simply be smiling, like look at yourself in the mirror and smile at yourself. I know that can be really challenging, FYI. That can be super challenging, but it's also it can also be freeing in itself as well. Okay. So I want to say that. Oh, you are twice a week. Good. You should start to feel that, that freedom. Oh my God. Riding your horse. I mean, seriously, with the wind in your hair, which is very interesting that I got that. The wind, spirit, and movement, right? Just do little things that bring you joy. That feels really like I feel really strongly about that. And you'll come back. You'll come back to yourself, So yeah, keep moving forward. I mean, well, we do have choices. And I'm just going to stop right there. But, just know that you can move forward. You can get through this. You will get through this. Look at our community that we have created here. There's several of us that are here almost every week, right? You come here and you just be your authentic self. Okay. All right. Now. Okay. So best of love to you, Frank. I mean, seriously, you're, I love when I see people trying, and I say that because I see a lot of people, I give a lot of readings, and a lot of times people, what's going to happen, and I know last week I told you, I don't want to be telling you what's going to happen, right? Because people get really kind of used to me saying, okay, 3 weeks, things are blah, 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 whatever, right? Don't get used to that. Just like I want people to be like, I just want people to, what am I trying to say? Like, I want people to feel like that they can maneuver through their lives. Okay. So there's that. All right. Hey, Marcy. Okay. Miss Yellow Rose of Texas. Okay. Much love to you, Frank. All right. So let's go to future someone. Are you still here, future someone? Okay. Future someone says, I've been dealing with health issues, feel like I'm being held back from growing spiritually and changing careers. Am I on the right track? And then they say, I'm on the East Coast. Oh, where in the East Coast are you, future someone? I love hearing that. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Pennsylvania, so I love that. I want to manifest freedom, clarity, and a mutually loving partnership. Oh, I love that. Yeah, you're here. Where are you from? Oh, you're from Virginia. Oh, yay. My assistant lives in Virginia. So yay. That's good. Okay. Okay. So future someone, can you just give me your first name? Just because I don't want to keep calling you future someone, because you're not a future someone. You're a someone right here, right now. So yeah, tell me your name or whatever you want me to call you. You don't have to tell me your name, just whatever. You Mel. Hi, Mel. Okay. So you're feeling stuck is what I'm kind of hearing. Okay. So Mel, what I want to say to you, first of all, is that I am seeing a female spirit coming through for you. And I'm really kind of feeling like, I feel the energy. Okay. So you guys, some of you know this, but like when the energy starts getting really strong, really fast, I'll feel goosebumps all the way up my back and then all the way up on my top of my head. And that's what I'm feeling right now, which is, I love when that happens. So Mel, this woman, I feel like I'm in my late 30s, early 40s. Okay. And this is just how she looks, right? This could be a guide. It kind of almost sort of feels like a grandmother figure for you. So give me yeses and nos if this makes any sense to you. Anyway, this lady has got curly hair. Okay. And she feels like, I feel like, okay, you're going to laugh. The vision I am getting right now, she is on the back of a bird and she's flying. Oh my God. She's on the back of a bird and she's flying. She's riding a bird, basically. And that is like true freedom. I love that. Oh my gosh. So Mel, tell me what this means to you. Does it mean anything to you? Like, does this lady, I feel like she's got dark hair, it's curly, and she's telling me that before she passed, she was in bad physical shape. Okay. And because, yeah, she was in bad physical shape. She was bedridden for quite a while. A lot of times spirits will show me them at an age where they felt really good. Okay. I feel like that she had something going on that where she just got, it was like a degenerative something or other. And it feels like she got worse and worse and worse, but she's showing me herself at a time when she felt really good. Okay. I'm not sure who she is, but birds are your spirit animals. Oh my God. That's why she showed up on your spirit animal. Okay. Because she's, your paternal grandmother. Okay. Yeah. Cause it feels grandmotherly. And I don't know whether it's paternal or maternal. I can't determine that, but, I feel like that she is, a lot of times when they show themselves to me in like all dressed in white, which she is, that tells me that she is free from all the chains that her human form sort of put her in. Okay. I hope that makes sense. She's showing me, like, I feel like that she's bending down. I feel like that she tried to garden for the longest time and then it got too difficult. She couldn't do it anymore. So there's that. I'm trying to get validation so we can figure out exactly who it is. I feel like that I've got she's highlighting her shoes. They're very sensible shoes. Okay. So yeah. So give me yeses and nos if that makes any sense. Yeah, I feel like she is, okay. She is like, she had issues with, her body but she had a really great attitude as she was going through this health issue that she had. She had a really good attitude. She had her bad days, obviously, but she had a really good attitude. So she tried really hard. You're not sure about the shoes. Okay, that's fine. I don't know what that was about the shoes. Maybe that's she had many health issues. Okay. That actually could be her, like she could be showing me her shoes, because when I think of, for me, this is just for me, when I think of sensible shoes, I think of grandmas that had to be really careful how they walked and that sort of thing. Okay. That's kind of a symbol for me. Okay. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there. What she's telling me is that she's actually trying, the stuff that she's saying to me right now feels very empowering for you. Like she's saying to me stuff like, tell her, she's funny. First of all, she's funny. Did you know her really well? So let me know that. Tell me if you knew her really well. She's talking to me about how she wants you to fully understand that you are never alone in this world. And although she's talking to me about some people that have sort of pushed you aside, don't think that, don't be upset about that. Okay. Because you don't need them in your lives. If somebody's sort of pushing you to the side and not paying attention to you, that means that, you don't want them in their lives. in your life, right? So basically she's saying to me is that you have a whole great life coming forward here. Okay. She's also saying she would definitely not hold, but yeah, she's not. She's blah, 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 blah. She's telling me that she is with you. Okay. All of this stuff is divine timing. Okay. This is all about divine timing right now, is what she's saying to me, Mel. Okay. She's saying that, you know, try not to think that you have to do this or you have to do that or you have to be here or there or whatever. You have to be doing all of this stuff. I've been there, and she wants me to tell you my story in terms of I actually, the last couple of years, I had, you know, I've been building my business. I have a spiritual community on Patreon, right? And it's free to join, by the way, if you'd like to join. It's patreon.com/Lauri Albert, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, bottom line to this, I was trying to organize this and get it going. And I started I have arthritis pretty bad. And I started going through all of this health challenges relating to that. And all these things, like I had this retreat, like planned in my head. It was so perfect. And I was very upset because I had to sort of cancel it, you know, because I couldn't do it. I was having these health challenges. And so I was really down on myself, really, really down on myself. But guess what? Because I had to cancel the retreat, I was able to get the spirit room up and running on Patreon. And, you know, we as a community are, you know, we're creating this great community. So bottom line is that I see it in hindsight. I see that I wasn't supposed to do the retreat, maybe. Do you know what I'm saying? So all in divine timing. Just imagine, like try really hard to stay in the present and appreciate what is going on in the present moment. Okay. Spirit has not abandoned you. Your grandmother has not abandoned you. Your spiritual friends have not abandoned you. Okay. That sort of makes sense with all the energies going on. I know, right? There's so much energy going on right now. It's crazy. Oh, it's insane. But just keep that in your mind, okay? All right. I really want to say that I see you moving forward, but sometimes moving forward, you don't even, especially spiritual growth, you may not even realize what's going on, right? You may not even realize how much you're growing spiritually, but spirit knows. So that there's like an element of trust that needs to happen there. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, I love that. Good. Oh my God. Yes. Thanks, Spirit, every day. Every day. I love that you do that. I love that you do that. Because that is where the joy really emanates from. Okay. So awesome. Much love to you on that. Actually, before I go on that, before we're done. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. So Mel, look at this, right? It says new beginnings. Oh God, I love this card. New beginnings, springtime garden. Oh, the beautiful little lamb. Oh my God, new beginnings, right? Every day is the chance for a new beginning, every single day. And just know that part of this whole thing is knowing that you're never alone. And so if you wake up every single morning knowing that it's a new beginning, you know your spirits are there, your guides are there, your spirit family is there. And we're all there with you too. So I love that. Oh, wow. So much love to you, Mel. I wish you so much love. So, okay. Wow. So Salam is joining from Ethiopia. Wow. That's exciting. That's exciting. So Salama, what is your question? Salam. What is your question that I can read you? So let me know. Oh, you're so welcome, Mel. Best of love to you. Yeah, so that's really cool. Oh, you posted above. Okay, let's see. Oh, here we go. If I wish I could know why 20 times all this happened to me. Okay, I'm not 100% clear. However, what I am going to say is I'm going to pull a card for you. Okay. And what we're going to talk about is why everything happens for a reason. Okay. Bad things happen, good things happen. That's what life is about. Life is about the ups and the downs. Okay. If we only were experienced ups, where would we be? If you think about it, Okay. So Salam. Oh my God. I just pulled this card yesterday too. This is crazy cool. All right. So I pulled the joy card and it says treehouse. Okay. Salam, what I want to say about this for you is that recognize the great things in your life. Okay. Recognize the wonderful things in your life and just simply start saying thank you. Okay. Salam, I feel like that you generally are a joyous person. I really feel like you have a lot of joy within you. Okay, so let me bring in some ancestors. I feel like that you have a whole slew of loved ones and spirit guides on the other side. There is one spirit guide coming through from the other side, and I feel like that it's a man. I am full of challenges from childhood and unemployed from October. Okay. I feel like that there is a man that is coming through for you. Okay. And he feels like a guide, but I got to be honest, he also feels kind of, he feels very strong and very powerful. I feel like that he's a large man, and I feel like that he commanded attention. When he would walk into a room, that everybody would go, oh, he's here. Okay. So I don't know if this is your father. This could be a father for you. And I feel like that right now for you is really your grandfather. Okay. I'm really kind of feeling, Salam, that yes, it's scary because of you don't have your job. Okay. But I'm really feeling like you are being guided. You are being led. A tall and charismatic Black man. Yeah, I can totally feel the charisma for sure. For sure. I love that. That's amazing. I really want to say that he is with you a lot. I feel like that in a sense, and you may not feel this, but I feel like he is guiding you. He is guiding you. It's almost like he's pulling you, I feel like he is guiding you, and he wants me to talk to you about butterflies. He's telling me about a butterfly that you need to start to look for butterflies. Start to understand that, you know what? This is our life. Look up in the sky and appreciate the stars. Appreciate the sun and the moon. Okay? I feel like that you're really sitting in a place of fear. And of course, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Hey, Keith. Keith's here. We can begin now. I love it when you show up, Keith. Thank you. So Salam, I really want to say that allowing yourself to experience and seeing all of the butterflies and the beautiful birds and the animals, even like the ants and all of the beautiful things in life, start looking to that in order, because what that will do is that will get you out, hopefully, out of that place of fear. Okay. So I really want to explain that. And I want you to, I'm hoping that you can understand that a little bit, because the more, and this is coming from your grandfather, I feel like that he is putting things in your path so that you can recognize them and start to understand them and appreciate. Okay. So that's what I'm really getting. Okay. And going back to the joy, it's about finding all those things in your life that are actually teaching you. Finding those things, Salam, that are beautiful in your who you are, okay, in your world. Okay. So I'm going to leave you with that, Salam. Much love to you. Okay. So, okay. I thought I saw that somebody else. It's very difficult. A spirit. Oh, Bernadette says a spirit woke me up last week. Who was it? I love that. Oh my God, how much I love that. Spirit woke me up last week. Who was it? You're so welcome, Salam. So Bernadette, if you're still here, I want to tell you that that spirit was a guide. It wasn't, I don't feel like that it was anybody that you knew in life. I feel like that it's somebody that, that is with you, that is very ornery. I feel like when you see weird things happening, if you see a shadow or if your lights flicker, blah, 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 that's who this is. And I think it's a guide for you. Okay. So I'm going to leave you with that. That was cute. That was really, really cute. Okay. So what was the other thing that I wanted to share with you? Oh yeah. I wanted to tell you about Patreon. Okay. So check out the Spirit Room on Patreon. Okay. Patreon.com/Lauri Albert. I lead live meditations weekly. I do lives here. This is considered that, you know. So yeah, I would love to see you all there. It's free to join. Go, go, go. All right. So I am now going to pull a card for all of us for ending this session. I was sleeping and they were so close to my face it woke you up. Yeah, they do that. You need to learn to set the boundaries though. Bernadette, you need to set the boundaries. You need to tell them, look, you can wake me up, look, whatever your boundary is, but I would be like, look, it's fine if you want to wake me up, but you can't be this close to my face. No, that's not going to work for me. And I would, honestly, I would say that. I would do that, you know. Love you, Keith. Okay, so here's the last card of the night. Oh, isn't that funny? Okay, then. It says new moon. And look at the word there where it says manifestation, new beginnings, intentions. Seriously? Seriously. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, seriously. That is so cool. I think as a final someone... Oh my God. Mel says, I used to have a spirit that would turn on. Oh, that was, wow. Wait, hold on. That would turn on my DVD player at night. I love that. Oh my God. That is classic. That is so classic. I love that. Love hearing that. Okay. So the message relating to this card. Oh, the new moon is happening this weekend. Is it? The The new moon is Sunday night. Okay, Sunday night at like 7 something. What does it say? 7:54. So the new moon is 7:54. Okay, so, okay, this is the last message of the night, right? Allow yourself to trust, even when it's hard to do so. Trust what you're getting. Trust your gut instinct on all the questions that you have. Trust your intuition. Okay? It's hard to really trust. But what if, and you guys know I love my what ifs, what if you trusted everything that you felt that Spirit was trying to tell you? What if you just did it? Just to be fun. Try it. Just to be fun for one day. If my gut tells me that it's okay to eat pizza for dinner, eat pizza for dinner. Right? So trust it. Okay? Oh my God. Love that. All right. So that was our final message of the evening. Much love to you guys. I love that you're here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping us all create this beautiful, beautiful community that we have. Very supportive. And I will see you soon. Yes, like my spirit speaker backs. You remember that. That's so cool that you remember that. I gave it to my daughter. Did I tell you that? I gave that to my daughter. And I said, here, take this speaker. I bought a new one. I'm done. Much love to you. Bye, Jackie. Bye, Bex. Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Be well. I'm going to eat pizza for dinner. Bye, everybody. Bye. Thanks for hanging out in the spirit room. Now go shine your light. Trust your vibe. And remember to tell someone that you love them today. Namaste.